Hey, you remember that Milo Stewart guy whose opinions and arguments I generally thought were really stupid? Ta-da! Yeah, spoilers! My hand cramped up while I was working and I got bored! Let's have some fun! Fun is in quotation marks.
I hope you like my new background. I call this "My City is Experiencing Historic Flooding," and all of my valuables are on my bed in case my house floods, so I make do with what I can.
You sound a bit too happy about that. I'm assuming you live in Houston since—
See, all I'm hearing here is blah blah blah. None of this is relevant to the arguments presented later on in the video, so Ponder gets to skip it!
And because I am white, none of these thoughts about racism in this video are my original thought.
So you basically admit to us that your credibility is all but worthless, and yet you still preach to us anyway? We've hit a new record of stupidity, haven't we?
Admitting that the ideas you're espousing are not necessarily your own ideas isn't the same as having those ideas be worthless. If that were the case, then philosophy professors will be out of a job.
Objectively speaking, thick women are still more attractive than thick men. Why is this? Associations. First, curvy women have ideal body types to carry babies and in turn can be healthy mothers. This is what attracts us as hetero males. Thick men, however, not so much. If a man has a similar body type, it doesn't mean much in terms of sexual and romantic association. Men can't bear children, so all that's left is just personal preference. Look, to all the thick dudes out there, I'm not judging you for your body types. I don't have a six-pack nor am I built like Triple H. I don't judge based on bodies. I'm just telling it like it is.
You can't say that body type attractiveness or attractive attributes are objective because they're entirely based on subjectivity. They change with the times. If thicker women are so objectively more attractive, then why are magazines filled with almost exclusively skinny or fit women? Why do you think this has changed from the Renaissance era, from which we can see many paintings of thicker women indicating their desirability? Why, when perhaps searching for porn of women currently, are the defaults thin and fit, wherein if you want someone bigger, you have to enter in specific additive search results, i.e. BBW. For people who don't know porn, that's big, beautiful woman. Yum. Coming from someone who likes thicker men and women, typically those I find attractive, when pointed out to others, the usual reaction is, why? In the Renaissance era, larger and paler women were desirable because it was indicative of their access to food and their ability to bear many children. Their pale skin was indicative of them not having to work, which was a symbol of wealth. And in case you hadn't realized, in an era when a lot of your kids would die, having a lot of kids was kinda necessary to, continue the species. Typically speaking, nowadays, people look at those who are thin or fit or tan and view them as being on top of their lives, perhaps with additional extra time to spend doing recreational or health-related activities. Plus, they've got the money to do it. People are also having less children nowadays, so the desirability of larger women for their ability to bear many offspring has dwindled. Beyond that, it's still a matter of personal preference. Furthermore, after spouting off about your own subjective opinion about ideal female body types, I don't know how on earth you could then go on about how that subjective opinion is actually objective. Honestly, when it comes to breeding, pheromone and genetic compatibility play a much larger role. Body types and body types' preference, for the majority, tends to change with the developing needs of a population.
I don't have a six-pack nor am I built like Triple H. I don't judge based on bodies. I'm just telling it like it is.
I don't judge based off bodies. Half a minute earlier.
Thick women are literally perfection, both physically and emotionally and mentally.
Call me crazy, but that sounds like judging based off bodies. Weird!
If you followed me this far, and you agree that all people are psychologically affected by marginalization, but you disagree with calling these biases racism or transphobia or misogyny, then there's really no point in arguing further.
Hold up, I'm confused. Didn't you say that judging white males, all of them, as imperialist despots was justified? Or at least you implied it. Now you're saying that all groups are marginalized by body types? I don't get you.
Milo didn't say that all groups were marginalized based on their body types. He said that the features of one gender are typically seen as repulsive if present on the other binary gender.
We're raised to believe that gender is based on biology, and that features that are typically associated with one sex are repulsive or shocking on the other binary gender.
That doesn't only refer to body type. Gendered features include things regarding facial structure, height, curvature, shoulder thickness, musculature, hand and foot size, etc. Furthermore, how does that relate to Milo claiming that a lack of understanding of his definition of transphobia or racism or whatever means there's no point in continuing the conversation? Answer, it doesn't!
I think that when people hear words like racism, transphobia, and misogyny, they think of blatant, unapologetic hate, like violently attacking someone because of their identity.
That's what racism and bigotry leads to, dumb fuck. What, do you think violence against women exists because women are perceived to be important? Or that Jim Crow laws were somewhat lenient? Or hell, anything Trump has said about foreign policy is actually negligible?
The actions the word might lead to don't necessarily apply. Isn't that a slippery slope fallacy? You know, that thing that commentators say is really fucking stupid? If you're a racist in the sense that you don't want mixed-race couples, then you'll eventually turn violent towards people of other races. That's not always how that works, and you can't base an argument on an assumption of future wrongdoings. Milo even separates the actions on the slippery slope from his personal definition of the words when you cut back to him.
Certainly people who commit violent hate crimes are very, very bad people. However, I believe to properly dismantle systems of oppression, we must acknowledge that being racist or transphobic or misogynistic or ableist or whatever does not make you a bad person. Yes, there have been a lot of police officers who have been outed as members of the KKK. But not every police officer who has harmed an unarmed Black or Latinx person has been a member of the KKK.
Hold the fucking train just for a moment. Where the fuck did this come from? In fact, where are your sources that there are racist cops who turn out to be members of the KKK? Again, assuming you live in Texas, do you come across so many racist cops who do fit into your alluded example? I still need a citation anyway, so don't think you're getting out too so easily.
It was an example of what Milo meant. Milo is using the KKK as an allegory for the extreme violent racism, transphobia, sexism, homophobia, etc., and police officers as an allegory for the majority, probably because of all the recent cop scandals. He's saying that everyone is, insert hateful term here, but this small group of people are the extremists who act as the obvious bad guys in the scenario. It was an example. Chill your tits. We all know Milo's stupid. Don't get in a tizzy about it.
Microaggressions are also to blame for the fact that transgender women are stereotyped as being sex workers, which hurts people like Megan Taylor, who was jailed for 8 days after the hotel she was staying at wrongfully reported her.
Proof, proof, proof. Where the fuck is it? You can't just reference something like that and expect us to believe you sight unseen. You actually have to present the shit to me so I can actually take you seriously. But because you leave me with nothing, I will do nothing of the sort.
Snake, did you not look at the links provided in Milo's description? Literally the third link made note of the Megan Taylor incident he was referencing. Like, you're looking for proof and not actually looking for proof. Like, how... It's like the first thing of comics. Are you real? Are you real? Is this memes? Is this memes? And no, Tracer being Hunter's avatar is not memes. Fucking Ryan, I swear to God, you're all dead to me! Ugh, I hate everybody.
The whole point of acknowledging that we're racist, transphobic, misogynistic, etc. is so that we can better recognize our biases and work to overcome them.
And yet you don't give any real way of showing men how to rise above and shatter gender roles other than just do it! You kinda need to try to do it. Here, I'll help you. Instead of saying not all men, say men need to stop this, or whatever fits the context of the situation you're combating.
Here's what I'm getting from this part. Instead of saying not all men, say yes all men. Like, you really brought in the not all men thing, and rather than addressing the problems with either side, you just perpetuate it? Really? Can we just, like, forget the whole not all men thing and yes all men things and just say, hey, Scarlett did it for me. She fucking hashtagged that shit. Hashtag put fucking rapists in jail. Oh, Scarlett, baby, I love you. Go kiss Loudon for me. I want to... My original comment, this entire video is based on an original comment that I did, wherein I said that this was better than some of your other stuff. I do still think that. But my god, if this didn't make me laugh angry. It made me langry. I'm laughing at how fucking dumb this is. Oh. The best is that at the very beginning, you're all, oh, Milo Stewart, how am I gonna fuck that up? Snake! You fucked it up! Snake! 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 That was memes.